Hey everyone, what is going on? And welcome back to another meta guide. So we are in the Ultra League. So all three leagues are going to be available. I'm probably going to release this Friday. So I guess by the time you're watching this, the league should rotate over soon enough. So yeah, the day of. Anyway, all three leagues, Great, Ultra, and Master League. Play whichever one you feel most comfortable with. Let's go ahead and begin and see what we got going on for us. So for the S rank, we do have the Registeel. Of course, Registeel, really strong. I have a decent one. It's not great. It is excelled and everything, so it's pretty good. I'm happy with it. I think it's like a rank 407. Obviously, I could do better, but that was the best one I had, and it's excelled and everything like that. So really good, really strong stuff, really powerful Pokemon. You all know how good Registeel is. Shadow Feraligatr or the regular Feraligatr, of course, really strong. I prefer the Shadow one, especially in the Ultra League for the damage, just because things are tankier in the Ultra League. So strong Pokemon. Hopefully you have one. Then we have Giratina Altered, another really strong Pokemon. Annihilate has been dominating every meta it's eligible in. Maybe not the Open Master League, but other than that, every league it's eligible in. It has all of its movesets are so good. Counter, and then honestly, I've seen the most common moveset is Night Slash, Shadow Ball, but you also see Ice Punch. You can see Close Combat. So great Pokemon all around. And then Zygarde Complete is another good one. I've been using this one as well for the Ultra League. It's a really strong Pokemon, of course. Absolutely love using it. Then we have Cresselia. Cresselia with the tanky, bulky Pokemon. Moving on to the A rank, we do have Pidgeot or Shadow Pidgeot as well. It might be difficult to get a Shadow one if you have a good one for the Ultra League. I mean, because essentially you want a Hundo Best Buddy. So if you happen to have that for a Shadow one or close to it, like a 96, 98, then I would definitely go with the Shadow one. But if not, if you just have like a Hundo or something regular, then Pidgeot is good to go. Brave Bird and Dip, always a great strategy. That's why I love using Pidgeot in the lead. Then we have Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz is really tanky. We have Virizion and Cobalion. Cobalion not seen as much, probably because of the introduction of Annihilate. It's still a good Pokemon, just needs to avoid that Annihilate or counter use it in general. Then we have Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini's doing a lot of damage with Water Gun. And Surf, and now it also has Nature's Madness, which is a great Pokemon. Empoleon received the Steel Wing, so that's going to help it out a lot. I think it's a really strong Pokemon, especially if you want to do something like Empoleon Double Dragon, which we've seen in the past. Tentacruel, I love using Tentacruel. In the Ultra League, I generally use Blizzard, but obviously I've seen other movesets, right? I've seen Poison, Acid Spray, I've seen Sludge Wave as well. I've tried Sludge Wave. If I had a Shadow one, I'd probably want to go with the Acid Spray just for the damage. But yeah, I mean, if you want to go after the Feraligatr, you want to go after the Poliwrath, I think Acid Spray or Sludge Wave is the way to go. But if you want to go after like Giratina or other dragons, Blizzard, of course, is going to do well. Poliwrath, another great counter user. Yes, Gold was nerfed this season, but still really strong. Moving on to the B rank, I actually think Scummy is really good. I just got enough XLs to finish it, so I could try one myself. I mean, yeah, Best Buddy, Hundo is what you're looking for. And it's going to max out, not at 2500, but it gets up there. Really good one. And then we have Talonflame. Talonflame with that Incinerate damage, really powerful stuff. It has Fly, it has Brave Bird, it has Flame Charge. I've seen any number of combinations of those moves, right? I've seen the Fly and Brave Bird combination. And then we have Regirock, not as strong as Registeel, but still a powerful Pokemon nonetheless. Guzzlord, I've loved using Guzzlord in the Ultra League. I've used it a lot. Defense Deoxys, super tanky. I have a rank 1. You could get a better one if you could trade it, but for some reason you can't trade Defense Deoxys. But yeah, I have the rank 1. It's really tanky. Ampharos, a great electric type. I actually just built my Shadow Ampharos, which was pretty cool, and I used it for a little bit. I had a lot of fun with it. And then we have Swampert as a Mud Boy. And then we have Jellicent. Jellicent was a great team back in the day. I remember using Cobalion, Pidgeot, Jellicent. I think Pidgeot was in the lead, or maybe sometimes I used Pidgeot in the lead, sometimes I used Cobalion in the lead. I loved that team, but I just feel like it's just tough. Cobalion is difficult to use now. I mean, you could go with Annihilate and try that instead of Cobalion, though. I mean, that could potentially work out. I think Annihilate is a great Pokemon. But then you have Double Ghost, which is fine. I mean, Pidgeot Double Ghost, not really a bad thing. You can try that out. I might actually give that a try, maybe. And then we have Greedent. So Greedent is, of course, a great safe swap. Yes, they can respond with Poliwrath. They can respond with Annihilate. You will lose those matchups, but Greedent can still put in work. I like Crunch in the Ultra League. Trailblaze obviously an option, but I think Crunch in the Ultra League is the way to go. Moving on to the other options, Pelipper, and then we have Skeledirge, another Incinerate user. So Talifram, Skeledirge, really, really powerful. Gliscor is a lot of fun, for sure. Gallade is another Pokemon that's a lot of fun. It got Psycho Cut, so it gets to the Leaf Blaze really fast, gets to the close combats really fast. It's just really frail, so it can't really take a hit. And then we have Dragonite looking for oppressive damage. Dragonite definitely the way to go. Goodra did receive the Thunder Punch. I feel like in the Ultra League I see Draco Media Thunder Punch over Aquatail, just because Aquatail, I mean, you really want a heavy hitting attack. Maybe some people won't expect. So I do like the Draco Media on the Goodra. Maybe a lot of people won't expect that. Charizard you could try. We have other fire types like the Incinerate uses Talonflame and Skeledirge that are more common, probably better than Charizard is. And then we have Trevenant. Trevenant received a slight buff to Seed Bomb this season. Dragalge, another dragon type. I do think the better dragons, like the Goodra, like the Dragonite, like the Giratina, but Dragalge, definitely an option. Wolverine was so meta back in the day. Got to the Icicle Spear so fast, but unfortunately they nerfed it. So you might see it once in a while. I did battle one this season, but it's very rare. And then we have Abomasnow. So Abomasnow has, of course, the Powder Snow, and then has Icy Wind or Weather Ball. It really depends on which moveset you want. Do you want to debuff? It does take a little bit more energy than Weather Ball. It's really up to you which one you want. Maybe it depends on the Shadow variant or not. And then we have Aurorus. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the solid team options. So for the first team, I did well with this team for the past couple of seasons. Defense Deoxys, Greedent as a safe swap, and Guzzlord. I started using this team. I don't know who came up with it. I know Math Magic suggested it to me. I don't know if he came up with it or not. But it was it worked out well. I had a lot of positive sets with it. Obviously, the Annihilate, this was before the Annihilate. It still worked even with the Annihilate introduction because you have Crunch on the Greedent, so it's doing neutral to the Annihilate. They can't go for the Shadow Ball. They're probably not running close combat. They have to go Night Slash. You're going to lose that matchup, but at least you lure it out so Guzzlord doesn't really have to see the Annihilate. Plus, even if Guzzlord does, it is resisting the Night Slash and the Shadow Ball if that is the moveset, right? Obviously, Ice Punch is a thing. But then you have Defense Deoxys with Psycho Boost, which is super effective. So it's the Poliwrath, right? It's super effective towards the Annihilate. Thunderbolt or Rock Slide. I'm not really sure which. I think I tried both. I'm not sure which one I preferred. I think I preferred the Thunderbolt. But we're moving on to another team, Pidgeot, Cobalion, and Virizion. You could try Annihilate as well instead of the Cobalion if you want to. You will be double weak to Charm in the back or Fairy types if you do that. But Pidgeot, or the Shadow Pidgeot, I don't have a good Shadow one. I don't have close to a hundo, so I'm not going to use one. If I use Pidgeot, it's going to be the regular one. But yeah, you definitely want the Brave Bird for sure on this team. And then, yeah, I would go Feather Dance. Especially with the non-Shadow over the Aerial For sure, if you're running a Shadow, you could run the Aerial and again, I probably would put the Annihilate over the Cobalion. I feel like I would do that. And then moving on, we have a team that is ABA weak to Fairy, or Charm specifically. Well, Fairy, I guess, in general. But you don't want to take the Charm damage, is what I meant. It's going to be Giratina, Tentacruel, and Poliwrath. But the Tentacruel is going to do super effective damage, right, towards the Fairy types. So as long as you don't see it in the lead, this team has worked for me. And then another team, we have Cresselia, Shadow Feraligatr, or the regular one, but I prefer the Shadow one. And then Registeel, the team doesn't really like fire types. Of course, Feraligatr is fine against the Talonflame, as well as the Skeledirge. But, so I would go with the lead with Future Sight, just so you have play there, just in case you run into it in the lead. And then we have Annihilate, Greedent as a safe swap, as well as Shadow Feraligatr. I think the team could work really well. I think Feraligatr is also a really good safe swap. I love the Greedent as a safe swap over that. Blow out the Poliwrath so the Feraligatr doesn't have to see it. And then we have Dragonite, Registeel, Jellicent. I've seen this team before. Not sure who came up with it. I know Yasa has used it quite a bit, but I don't know if he came up with it. Maybe he did. I wish I could give proper credit. I just don't know where. I just see these teams, and sometimes I see it. But I know Dragonite plus a Steel plus like a Water type has been common. I've seen Dragonite with Feraligatr and Cobalion or a different Steel type. Maybe it's Registeel as well. You know, well, I mean Registeel's on the graphic, but maybe it's Dragonite Registeel and then a different Water type or something like Tentacruel or Feraligatr. But yeah, I mean, really powerful team. Anyway, that will be it for this one. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.